Okay, so I just wanted to do a video here just talking about the Shroud of Turin and why it is an absolute complete fraud. Now, what I've noticed in the last few days especially, as of this recording, this is Easter Sunday, the 20th of April 2025, as I'm recording this. And what I've noticed is that over the last few days, especially online, there's been a push of promoting this relic known as the Shroud of Turin. And what I've been disappointed to see is many people, even those claiming to be from Bible-believing or even Baptist churches, promoting the so-called Shroud of Turin. And that is very disappointing because to any Bible believer who actually knows the Bible, you will know that in the Bible, God strictly forbids making images of him. The Bible strictly forbids making images of God. So the entire notion that God would give us an image of himself in the Shroud of Turin is complete and utter nonsense. You know, the Shroud of Turin claims to be a linen cloth which shows the face of Jesus. And basically, that is how it is presented. Now, the first thing you need to understand is that the main people who have historically been promoting the Shroud of Turin are not Protestants or evangelicals or Baptists. It has been Roman Catholics. The Shroud of Turin is a Roman Catholic relic. And Roman Catholics have been historically the people who have been promoting this. So the fact that you now have even people claiming to be Bible-believing or Baptist promoting this, and evangelicals promoting the Shroud of Turin, shows a degree of ecumenism on the part of evangelicals with Rome, with the Roman Catholic Church, to promote this. And if you say that's not true, if you say you're not ecumenical, then why are you promoting it? Because the Bible clearly forbids making an image of God. In many verses in the Bible, that is strictly forbidden. And if Moses was alive today, the Shroud of Turin, you know what he would do with that? He would literally have that thing burnt because he would see it as an idol. Because to many people, it is an idol. To Roman Catholics, they view that as a holy relic. And let me just say this, Bible-believing Christians, we don't seek after relics. Right? That is a pagan way of thinking. And wanting an image of Jesus that you can reverence, that is not Bible believing. That is Catholic. It has never been historically promoted by any evangelicals or Baptists. But now I have noticed in the last very recent while, this has been the case. Many people now are jumping onto the bandwagon of promoting the Shroud of Turin. Even evangelicals and people who claim to be against the Roman Catholic Church are now promoting this Catholic relic. And the reason for that is, there's a few reasons for it, but I will tell you one of the main reasons. In the last few years, there has been a revival of Catholicism. You know, on YouTube, online, it seems like the number of Catholic apologists, the number of Catholic channels on YouTube has increased. And there's definitely seems to be a revival of Catholicism currently. And now we have evangelicals wanting to join up with Catholics to promote the Shroud of Turin, a Catholic relic. And it just seems like there has been a revival of Catholicism, and that's why we're seeing this renewed interest in the so-called Shroud of Turin. And ignorant evangelicals who don't know the Bible are now joining with them, supposedly to try and promote the gospel. So the reason why they're promoting it this weekend is because it's Easter weekend, and they're trying to use it as like a tool to evangelize people. But it's wrong, okay? You don't use a Catholic relic. You know, if Moses, like I said, if Moses was alive today, he would take the Shroud of Turin and he would burn it because it's a blasphemous idol which purports to be the face of Jesus, which it is not. And once again, the Bible strictly forbids making images of God. So the whole notion that God would then give us an image of himself in the Shroud of Turin is complete rubbish, nonsense, and you prove that you don't know the Bible very well or you don't believe the Bible. And I'm quite shocked at some of the people who have now been promoting this. So once again, the Shroud of Turin is a fraud. The people who want to promote the Shroud of Turin will come with a whole bunch of supposed reasons why it is legitimate. But we know that all of that is garbage because the Bible itself condemns that sort of idolatry. The Bible itself condemns making images of God. So God is not going to give us an image of himself because it is a form of idolatry. And you are now attributing deity to some guy who died in the Middle Ages, most likely. Even if the Shroud of Turin didn't come from the Middle Ages, but actually can trace its origins to the 1st century, it still wasn't Christ. It was of some other guy. So it's a complete fraud. Don't fall for the Shroud of Turin. It contradicts the Bible. God is not going to give us an image of himself when he forbids that all throughout his word. And it is idolatrous to take this image of some dead guy and then attribute that image to Christ. That is idolatrous and it is blasphemous. And quite frankly, it is sinful. And those evangelicals and even now Baptists, can you believe it, who are promoting this, should be ashamed of themselves.